I don't have it all figured out. I don't have it all together. I don't know what I thought I knew. So at some point, I'm speaking generally, but for me, I had to just surrender. I just got sick and tired of being sick and tired, man.
Welcome to Overeducated and Underemployed. We got Marlon J. Williams, a.k.a. Drummer on the Move. First, I want to tell you about some other things going on here. We got a lot of great episodes coming up. We've got Manda McKay. We've got Carson Taylor. We've got a whole episode about the Nucci Space, Heathen's Homecoming Auction. I'm sitting down later on today with Shonda Clinton, a.k.a. the Sativa Diva. We're going to talk all about P-Funk Fest. P-Funk Fest is happening April 11th at Phipps Park. There's a link to get tickets in the description of this episode. And I'll be with Danny Bedrosian next Friday, the 27th, at the Blue Tavern. He'll be doing a special show kind of previewing some of the stuff going on at P-Funk Fest. Be doing a book signing. I'll be there taking some footage for the show, but y'all do not want to miss this. It's going to be a really, really cool experience. He's going to be playing a bunch of solo Parliament Funkadelic songs on the piano, going all through his book, but on a musical level. So come check that out next Friday. Also, Sloan Brothers Love and Other Diagnosis came out last week. Sloan does all the music on this podcast, so please go get that record. It's awesome. It's also got Matt Lane on drums, who's going to be on the show pretty soon here. Jay Gonzalez plays on it. He's been on the show before, and he actually might pop into our Nucci's Space episode coming up here too. Lots of exciting stuff going on. Please hit like. Please hit subscribe. Please do all the things. The other thing I want to mention is Wiley Gaby's single is out. IDGAF no more. I don't want YouTube to ban things, because if you have noticed, the view count on that episode is a bit low because YouTube has not put it in anyone's recommended feed and has denied all advertising opportunities for me with that episode. So please, please, please do what you can. They're suppressing, queer content, it seems like. So please share that episode. Like it, watch it. I don't know what else to say about that. Shane Moss was on earlier this season, and he's got 2 specials out, actually, as we speak. So check his website. He was a great guest. His show was awesome. It was filmed at Meow Wolf, which I'm a big fan of. We've talked about it here before. We talk about it on the podcast episode with him. Anyway, without further ado, here's my interview with Marlon J. Williams, Drummer on the Move. We had a great talk. Thanks, y'all. We're on Overeducated and Underemployed. I'm here with Marlon Williams, a.k.a. Drummer on the Move.
Yes, sir.
He's been on the podcast before. You might remember him from our Groups for Good episode. He won the drumming competition on that episode that we did, and I knew I had to talk to him again. So here he is, and I'm going to ask you the first question I ask everybody. What's the first song that you remember loving as a kid?
Loving as a kid, it had to be something Michael Jackson.
Yeah?
Yeah, it had to be. Maybe Billie Jean or something like that. I grew up being a big MJ fan, still a big MJ fan.
Yeah,
so
man, yeah.
if I had to...
The records didn't do anything wrong.
No, not at all. Not even a little bit. Yeah, separating the two.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Especially as a kid.
No matter, what your take on any of that is, you have to with art, I think.
It's art.
Dolly was an asshole.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Van Gogh was psychotic. You know what I mean? But anyway,
I believe to be on something, like to be that great at something, like there's usually something that kind of offset it or something. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Usually people that has
People are
like
people.
that level of genius is usually something
It
else
comes with
there.
baggage,
There you go.
I think. It manifests in a lot of different ways.
Right.
But we digress because I want to talk about you. And
Okay.
so, what do you remember the first time you listened to Michael's music? Do you remember like what kind of drew you in, how you got into it in the first place?
I went. My first memory of MJ was I seen one of his concerts on TV. Me and my dad went over to a cousin of mine's house to get our haircuts,
Okay.
and I had to be maybe 6 or 7, somewhere up in there. And after we got our haircuts, my dad was just like, "Hey, y'all, let's watch some Michael Jackson or something like that." So they put him up on TV, and it was a concert that he did. And ever since then, I was just like, I don't even remember like saying too much as I was watching. I was just hooked, and ever since then, I was just MJ, MJ, MJ.
Yeah.
Started dancing like him, and
So you wanted to
getting into
be
his
him.
music.
You were.
I was one of those kids. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah. I wanted to be
Okay.
MJ. The performance that I seen him do on screen was just magnetic, man. I just never seen anything like that before in my life. So that's what got me. That's what got me going with MJ.
What was the first concert that you went to as a kid? Do you remember?
Ooh, that's tough. The first concert I went to as a kid.
Or the first one you remember, at least?
Wow. I would have to say Patti LaBelle.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, yeah. I went to a Patti LaBelle concert because my dad used to sing backup for Patti.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yes,
So you come from a musical family.
absolutely.
Okay.
On both sides, on my mom's side, on my dad's side, just very musically inclined.
And you were into music like super young. So
Super young.
Michael was like the first one that you loved, but were you already into music at that time?
Yeah, by that time I was already into drums. I came up playing in church. My dad used to play drums at our home church. So I just took that from him. Yeah, I used to sit beside him as he played in church, and I haven't put the sticks down ever since then. So I was already into music.
So you
but
were
Michael
playing
was
music
just like,
before.
whoa.
You were playing music before you even had an affinity towards one musician, and it sounds that's pretty cool. That's
Right,
pretty cool.
Right.
So do you remember do you remember some early concerts that you went to as a kid? Maybe not the first, but do you remember some of the ones that stuck out? Other than Patti LaBelle.
I would say that one stuck out the most. Honestly, I didn't go to a lot of concerts coming up.
Okay. But you were playing music every week in church.
Yes, I was. I'll put it like this. I was wanting to play music because, again, I come from a musical family. So, like in church, there was like 3 of my cousins that played drums and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Family members that played drums. So I was the young cat. So I had to wait my turn to play for them to trust me enough to play in service and stuff like that. But I definitely came up doing that first. And even going back to MJ, MJ is the first artist I was just like, whoa, I think I want to do something with this for the rest of my life. Maybe not singing, but music in some capacity.
Well, it sounds like it was not just the music for you and Michael, but the whole package. The performance, the persona, the style.
It was the passion.
Yeah.
Just the combination of everything you just said, including the passion. I just never seen anybody that passionate about performing. You know what I'm saying? That's what locked me in. Even to this day, I can still watch. I can watch the same video I seen back then and still be just as locked in as I was as a kid. Just that passion, you know what I'm saying? It just oozes out of everything he did. And I was just like, I want to feel like that about something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I know what you mean. I think I found that just as a fan of music as a kid a lot. Like, not necessarily. I have this theory that all comedians like want to be rock stars, and a lot of rock stars wish they were comedians. And I've met a few comedians that doesn't apply to, and I've met a few rock stars that doesn't apply to.
Right.
But in general, I think it's like we're cut from the same cloth.
Yeah. I've heard that before, actually.
And I always was connected to bands and musicians that connected to their audience in a passionate way. So not just the passion for the music, but I would go see bands in smaller clubs and they'd put the mic out for people to sing along, or they'd be down in your face and doing kind of some of the cheesy rock shit of the 80s, but in a way that to a 12, 13, 14-year-old kid, you're like, these people are deities.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm getting at is I think we all have these pop culture deities growing up. Were they all music related to you?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
Pretty much.
I think about, I used to get so annoyed with Entertainment Tonight and the tabloids because all they would talk about actors and celebrity. And I'm like, I don't care about these people. And I don't care about the way that they covered those people either. But I think those two things go hand in hand. I think when you start talking about real artists, that people that aren't just famous for a living.
Right.
And not to say that celebrities don't have talent.
They're usually. I'm following.
I'm talking about fame that transcends their talent. You know what I mean?
Right.
There's something there that is completely separating from the people, their fans. The passion isn't there. It's just this.
I understand.
Who's dating? Who was seen wearing what? Who's blah blah blah? There's no meaning to any of.
There you go. No
what
substance.
They're talking about it.
No substance.
What was it to you when you were getting into music? What were some of the music that really spoke to you? What was the stuff that you were growing up listening to that really meant something to you?
The music that I connected to most as coming up, I would have to say, this is going to sound really wild, right? But as a kid, I used to listen to a lot of Christmas music.
Okay.
Just big choirs that sound real angelic. Everybody sounds so unified. I used to listen to that year round. That's something a lot of people don't know about me too. I think I'm revealing that for the first time. But I used to listen Oh Holy Night, We Three Kings.
So the traditional stuff.
The traditional stuff, but just with 100 voices and orchestra. I love
big
music.
choral arrangements.
Exactly. That music used to just take me away from earth. I still listen to it to this day. It didn't have to be Christmas or anything like that, but anything that was just that sounds like what we would perceive heaven to sound like, that's always resonated with me. Even to this day, I listen to it when I go to the gym, listen to it while I'm getting ready, just anything ethereal. That's the word I'm looking for. Anything ethereal.
Okay.
I'm all about that.
Interesting, because that's not the kind of music you play.
Not
not at all. That the input is way different than the output there. Which
that's what I'm saying. I know that's gonna throw a lot of people off based off of what they see me perform and do and everything. But yeah, that anything ethereal that just mellows you out, chills you out, puts you in a clear head space, heart space, spiritual space. I've always been about that, even as a kid. Yeah.
I think that a lot of people feel that way about their favorite music. So whether it's choral music or heavy metal, that's you talk to a metalhead, and I'm not one, but if you talk to a metalhead, they're metal music doesn't make them angry. It sounds like very angry music, but it's soothing and calming and almost meditative to them.
And I can see how that could be the case too.
Sure. At what point did you decide you wanted to just be a musician? Did that come later, or was that something you were gonna pursue from a young age?
I would have to say Okay, so I grew up. I was either going to go to the NBA because I played basketball too, like from from elementary to high school, varsity, and everything like that. Summer
Okay.
leagues, tournaments. So I was either going to go to the league or I was just going to do music full time. Again, my dad sung professionally with Patti LaBelle, so I had that right in the house with me. Seeing somebody going out doing tours and
Where did you
meeting
grow
all of
up?
these people. I born and raised Tallahassee, Florida.
And
Yep.
okay, and your
And
dad
from a small town called Miccosukee. I'm a country boy.
Yeah, yeah. And Patty is from what Bainbridge, is that right?
I don't. I'm not sure
I
where
feel
she's
like she's from like southern
Somewhere
Georgia
close.
somewhere.
Okay,
Yeah, like
yeah. I'm
not
not sure.
Tallahassee, but somewhere close.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but
Yeah. I have no.
but how did do you know how he got connected with her in the first place?
Yeah, she came to Tallahassee for a concert. She performed at the Civic Center.
Mhm.
My parents went, and she had a segment on the show where she just called random people up from the audience to sing along with her.
Oh, okay.
And my dad was one of the ones that she called up there, and he did his thing. Everyone went crazy. I believe one of her managers or something like that reached out to my pops. He got the call to go out on the road. He was out on the road with her for about 7 years, 7 to 8 years,
Wow.
and like even to this day, he still goes out and does like spot dates and stuff with her. So he's always going to be associated with Patty. But
And she's a legend. Was she the legend she was back then, or did
yeah,
that kind of okay?
no, she
I
was
mean, I
still.
don't know how long ago this was.
Yeah,
so-
this. Oh man, 90. I want to say 95.
Okay.
96.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, she was
somewhere up in
She
there.
was still.
Yeah, she was still
Yeah.
up there.
I feel like by the time I heard about her, it was probably like 10 or 15 years later.
Okay, yeah,
I was also like 10 years old. And
gotcha.
you know what I mean?
Got-
So, like, I'm trying to think. I feel like she's already playing the Civic Center at that point, but I feel like her name, Trent, now, like back then, she was probably one of the biggest gospel singers in the world. Now her name transcends all genre. Like, I
Right.
feel like everybody knows who Patty
Everybody
LaBelle
knows Patty. Like she's definitely a legend in the game. So just growing up and just seeing
in
that,
that world. Yeah.
just seeing that, he would have me and my sister and my mom come to a lot of the shows and stuff like that, have us backstage, and I got a chance to meet her and stuff like that. So I've always been affiliated with music. I always knew that's something I wanted to do.
Was gospel music something you really connected with as a kid? I know like traditional Christmas music is,
Right.
but was like the more like modern gospel music something
Yeah.
you were into?
Yeah, I was definitely into it coming up. It was pretty much all I knew other than Michael. I guess. You know what I'm saying? I grew
Everybody
up,
knew Michael.
you know what I'm saying? It was hard to get around that. But yeah, I definitely loved a lot of gospel music, grew up playing a lot of gospel music. So I'm always going to be connected to that. Always.
Yeah, yeah.
Definitely, it's a lot of gospel artists that I love to listen to from time to time. But just even coming up, it was other things that caught my ear that I would say that resonated with me personally the most. So that's what I gravitated to.
Did your dad have like a solo career as well? Or?
Yeah, he did.
What's his name?
Anthony Williams.
Okay.
Anthony Williams, yes. He has several solo projects that he did an R&B. He has R&B albums. He has a gospel album. So again, I always knew I wanted to do music. It's running in my veins. It was either that or going to the NBA.
Yeah,
NBA didn't work out.
I remember carrying his records at Vinyl Fever back in the day. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Man, you taking me back because, yeah, he used to like really do it. He's mellowed out a little bit now, but
We all do when we get older.
he's done it.
Yeah.
He's been all over the world and he's done it.
You were a really successful basketball player, it sounds like, in high school. And did you try to get into college? Did you get injured? Did something happen?
Nah, to be completely transparent, I was really good. I just honestly just lost a passion for it.
That's
I
an
would
element
say
people don't talk about very often. Like for any of anything, whether it's you want to be a great musician or a great actor or a
Right.
great athlete, any of these things,
Mm-hmm.
you can have all the talent in the world, but if you don't have the drive to practice and stick with it and keep wanting to do it, and if that's just not what you want to do with yourself, then none of that matters.
Exactly. And what it boiled down to me, I didn't want to be owned in any sense of the word. As I was climbing, playing basketball and stuff, got the varsity and everything like that, I seen where that was headed.
Yeah.
And I'm more of a free spirited person. I like to pretty much just move how I want, be how I want, and I just didn't want to be owned.
You don't meet solo drummers very often, man. That's one of the things at first. And not that you don't, you work with other people
Absolutely.
all the time, but
Absolutely.
but at your core, like you don't belong to any group, or you're you. You're drummer on the move.
Mm-hmm.
So I see where that, and especially like back then, like college athletes had they had no way of making money and so anyway, that all makes total sense.
Yeah. So I like thinking about it now. I can't. I know I said I lost my passion. I've always loved ball, but just the politics of it. That I seen where it was going. I was just like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to withstand all of that.
Well, and now, man, now that I've seen how much gambling has taken over all of not really just sports, but everything. You can bet on who's going to win political elections and
Right.
all this crazy stuff. But the more I've seen how that takes over, I just don't know that there's a lot of players that play for themselves anymore.
Exactly.
And that's the only way I can really put it.
It's a much bigger agenda. Like, it's a business.
There's a lot of money involved that is way more than any of these players ever make.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, it's so much bigger than just the love of the game.
Yeah.
Even when it comes down to music, it's the same way. Like, it's not just about talent anymore. You have to have something that comes along with it. It's all of this politics and stuff like that. So, like,
social media, having a presence. Yeah, I mean, it's a pain. It's a nightmare. I mean, it really is a nightmare. Which is why it proves that you really have to want to do it,
right,
to do it,
right,
because that shit is not fun.
Playing music, that's the easiest and the most fun part, but it's everything that comes with it behind the scenes. You really got to watch out for and have a foundation of why you're doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or
sure,
are you going to be pulled this way and that way? They want to change you, make you into something that you really not aspiring to be, and stuff like with labels, when it come to hooking up with labels and stuff like that.
I just had a conversation with
a lot.
Justin Long, who was in a band called No Address out of Tallahassee. They
Okay.
got signed to Warner, Elektra, Atlantic. I think it was Atlantic when they got signed, and then they merged before the record came out. But that was like the core focus, is like how, in a lot of ways, like these labels ruined the music scene in Tallahassee for a long time, because they plucked all the talent out, all the people that were drawing crowds, plucked them all out of the town, and then changed who they were, didn't let them be who they were anymore, and then they failed on the road, and a lot of them, they suffered, their mental health suffered, and all that kind of thing too.
Bingo.
Yeah. It's once you have the man involved in any capacity, and I'm talking like the Jack Black School of Rock version, like the very basic version of the man.
Yeah.
Once you have the man involved, it all gets fucked.
Yeah. It starts. Yeah. It's again. You end up becoming something that you didn't want to become and be, and just even admit to the world, because there's an agenda. You know what I'm saying? They want you to basically be puppets to the agenda that they want to push. And even though what I do is music, drum on the move, like, I'm still aware of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm still aware. Right. So I'm not, even though I put the basketball thing down, I'm still not totally out of the woods on this side either.
But basketball is a team sport,
Right.
and you have to play to make any money doing it. You have to play for a corporate
You have to.
entity. You have to. There's all these things.
Yep.
I think there are similarities, but the differences are like I understand
Yeah.
like why you were like, yeah, this I can tolerate and this I can't.
Even just down to freedom of speech. It's only so much that they're gonna allow you to say.
Well, look at Colin Kaepernick, right?
Case in point.
Dude,
Yep.
just like that
Yep. Yeah.
dude, like one of the most qualified, couldn't get a job because the motherfucker took a knee. What the fuck?
Yeah. Just
Yeah.
standing up for what
Yeah.
he personally believed in.
No, this is
You
what
know
I'm
what I'm
saying,
saying?
man. I think you read the writing on the wall. I think you may, because there's even as a drummer, even if you decide to sign with a label, you try to go that route. Let's say,
Okay.
let's say someone in their 20s, not even you, but like a musician in their 20s wants to, and I've talked to plenty of people that this has happened to,
Yeah.
where they've gone the major label route.
Right.
They've tried that. Sometimes it boosted them into something better. Sometimes it didn't. But in the times that it didn't, it wasn't over for them necessarily.
Right.
You're a drum, like you don't need 4 other guys in a corporate sponsorship to be a drummer, like, or a musician of any kind.
Yeah.
So I think you read the writing on the wall, man.
Honestly, I appreciate that, and I that's something I'm very conscious of. I don't want to be told what I can and can't say, or be, or anything like that. To me, that's more important
Yeah.
than any of this. Just knowing who you are and being solid in who you are, just as a human being.
And I think that's the difference between an artist and an athlete. Really.
Right.
Because one, you're advocating for your body more than your mind.
There you go.
And the other one, you're advocating
so
for your
true.
mind more than your body.
That is so true. I never really thought about it quite like that.
I don't know that I have either.
But
that's
that's spot on. I don't want to just entertain. You know what I'm saying? We have so much of that. That's another conversation. I don't want to just be here for your entertainment. I want to be able to instill something else in you the way that I feel, the way that I want to emit that. So
Yeah.
you can't really do that in a lot of these fields because you might be telling too much truth. We don't want them to know that. Those situations.
Yeah. No.
I don't want to be like that.
And it's still kind of like that, but it's over. The algorithm suppresses certain things and all that sort of thing. But it's still, you can still overcome that because people are people.
Right.
And I think being out, playing out as much as possible, like that's how you like connecting with people like for real and not online. That is one of the, which is why I've done some of my interviews remotely if the people are in California or Hawaii or whatever, but
Right.
I really prefer to sit down and have a face-to-face to do this.
Right. Nothing beats this right here. That's true.
So you made the decision not to pursue basketball and pursue music. It sounds like around the time you graduated high school, maybe a little after.
Yeah. Yep.
Did you start playing in bands initially?
Oh yeah. So I was pretty much just freelance, just being called for hire, whoever need a drummer, which I still do that to this day. But out of high school, I participated in the Guitar Center drum off.
Okay.
And I won it for Tallahassee. And at the time, which I didn't know, it was a guy there from a rock band. They needed a drummer. And so he approached me after I won the competition, asked me if I was interested in trying out for the rock band. I told him, yeah. I went and auditioned, made the band. I was part of a band called Edensfield.
Oh, yeah. I remember Edensville.
Whoa.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah, Edensfield. That was the first band that I could say that I was like actually a part of.
Who else was in that band? Do you remember?
Barry Schmeek, Hunter, my guy Hunter Dawes, Caleb. Those are my guys. So I got in there. I was with them for 5 years. Probably some of the best times I've had.
Yeah, I remember that band, man. Those were my like high school, college years, I think.
Really?
Yeah. That was like I'm thinking like 99 to like 2000.
Somewhere up in there. Yeah, somewhere up in there. Yeah,
Yeah.
we used to play at Bullwinkle's a lot. Like,
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
our spot. Bullwinkle's. We used to play at
I
Floyd's.
think you used to play with my friend's band. There was the Audience and there was Hybrid. It was like basically the same band. With
Hybrid sounds very
Hybrid was
familiar.
like they were both the same band with a different singer, pretty much.
Okay. Okay.
But
I feel like I've heard of Hybrid.
It was so
before.
funny because Hybrid was like a rock rap band. They had a rap singer,
Okay.
and the Audience was like they found her at karaoke. They found the singer at karaoke.
Wow.
So it was like the
That'll
same
do it.
band, but like totally different sound.
Got you. I think I've heard of Hybrid before though.
They got out a lot. My friend Kelly was the drummer. Shout out to Kelly. She was the drummer and that was what people were. So it makes sense to me that you would remember them because their drummer was like the centerpiece of the band.
Got you.
You know?
Yeah, it definitely rings a bell for sure.
So you played in Edensville for 5 years, and then I remember that band broke up probably around 05.
Somewhere
Around the time
timelines,
that we're talking about, the scene fell apart because 5 bands, they weren't one of them, I don't think, but 5 bands got signed to major labels in 2003, 2004.
Really? I didn't know that.
Presence, Social Burn, No Address, Eric Durance, and did I already say Standstill? And Standstill. I think all 5 of those bands got signed to major labels out of Tallahassee, and it created, but like each one of those bands had 5 or 6 other bands that would open for them on a regular basis. And Edensville would be one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like those bands were like leading a scene where people were actually coming out.
Oh yeah.
Original live music.
Yes.
Not just cover bands.
Not
because
just cover.
that's what everything is turned into now. Is
Facts. And that was being in that band really opened me up to pretty much just everything outside of gospel music, which I grew up playing in.
Yeah.
It was just a whole new world. I probably had some of the most fun I've ever had on stage playing in a rock band. It's just different world. Oh my goodness.
Especially back then, it was things were like pre iPhone. Things were a little crazier at the rock show.
When people came to the shows, like they came to rock out.
Yeah.
I've very seldomly seen people with the phones up recording it. Like they was coming to headbang.
They were present.
Man. Very present. That's the word. Yes.
And I think that's
Very
what
present.
people who love going to see just live music in general, not even necessarily knowing who they're going to see.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they go. Mm-hmm. And then the people that are there filming it, they go so they can have the Instagram moment or whatever it is. Like, I'll take 2 or 3 pictures in the beginning because guess what? The band's gonna wear the same outfit the whole night.
That's true. Yep. That's true. Definitely not changing. That's true.
And I'm never gonna watch the videos.
Right.
Like somebody else. If I'm gonna watch video of that show, I'm gonna rely on somebody taking way better video than me.
Yeah, man, and then you were there too.
So I'll take a couple of pictures to remember that I was there and what it looked like.
Had that time
from my perspective or whatever. Mm-hmm. But I don't need to take pictures on. I understand taking a couple of. I don't understand. I'm not like a never take any pictures or video. But sitting there filming
like the whole time,
like, it doesn't make sense to me at all.
Yeah, I'm not that guy either. I'm gonna go. I want to enjoy what's going on. I want to be present, just like you said.
So after Edensville breaks up, and you don't have to get into how. I don't even know if you remember how that band broke up at this point. But where did you go from there? And were you able to be a full-time musician at this point, or
at that time? No, I worked a job. I think I was like working at Firehouse Subs and stuff like that because we were gigging, but I wasn't making enough money to sustain myself.
It
was just good money to have, like spending money and stuff like that. But
because even when people were coming out, it's not like bands were making money hand over fist or anything.
Nah, that wasn't that wasn't the case. I would say we did well for Tallahassee.
Yeah,
but,
no, I remember.
You know what
doing
I'm saying?
well,
so
sure.
we did well for like I said, like
y'all played Floyd's sometimes too. I
We
worked at
absolutely
Floyd's as a
did.
teenager, so that was
Wow.
I think where I would see
All of these
y'all
memories
quite a
are just
bit.
coming
Yeah.
back, man. All of these memories coming back to me.
They would send me to the late night library parking lot to flyer it
Okay.
because I was a minor. So if the cops came, I wasn't going to get in any real trouble.
Right.
So they would send me on like the covert ops.
They played that smart. They played that smart. I played that smart. Yeah. Yeah. Floyd's was a good time too. I used to love their stage.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's what this town is missing is like real music venues where like have a dedicated sound and lights guy. And
There you go. There you go.
shout out to Eddie, who just recently passed away. He was the sound guy at Floyd's for years and years. And then, but Club LA down in Destin, man, they've basically like the whole crew from Floyd's has been running that club.
Really?
The booker, Eddie, the sound guy who just passed away, and Brad, the light guy, he's been there. Like he taught me how to run lights when I was like 15 years old.
Wow.
And he's down there running. So shout out to Club LA. Shout
Shout out.
keeping something going down there. But yeah, that whole Floyd's crew, man, they were really professional. They had a great stage set up.
So true.
That's what brought me onto that kind of tangent. Is like there was a reason that stage was so good. They had a really professional crew.
Yeah. That stuck out. I used to love when we played at Floyd's because again, everything was just so professional. Like sound check went smooth, the lights, just everything. It was very, very professional, very easy to work with.
Crazy artists come in there sometimes.
Oh yeah,
too. Like
yes.
Fishbone would always play there back in the day a lot, and that was like the size club they were playing. But they would play there every tour.
Yeah,
and that was always great. But then like crazy artists like Filter played there one time when they were on a stadium tour, and they just did like a one-off night at Floyd's.
Okay,
and they pulled up in the parking lot with two semi trucks.
Yeah, yeah,
it was insane.
Yeah, Floyd's was definitely the venue for all of that.
So they could handle all of that kind of stuff.
For sure.
So, what did you do after Edensville?
After Edensville, I just went back to just doing fillers for bands and artists and everything like that, just make my rounds. And then that's when I got into Drum on the Move, which I didn't set out to do. It just fell upon me, to be honest. I just started doing my own thing, which started out with me. I was looking for, which is a day I'll never forget. I'll never forget it. It was a Saturday. It was a beautiful day out. Looking for somewhere to practice. Called a couple of guys around to see if I could come in and just practice, just sit on some drums. I just really felt like playing that day. No one was available, so I set my drums up at a park on Jackson Bluff, actually.
Okay.
Forgot the name of the park, but it's right now.
I know what park. I used to live right there. I know
with a baseball
Dale Mabry
field.
Park.
Say it again.
Dale Mabry Park? Is that the name of it?
It could be.
It's now right next to Sale High School.
Sale High School.
It used to be, what was that? It was an elementary school for a long time. Though.
Okay.
And then they turned it into Sale.
Sale, okay. Yeah.
Jackson Bluff and like Lapona, right?
Lapona, yeah.
Yeah, I lived in
a baseball park
there.
out there.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So I set up my drums out there on a park bench, and I was out there for hours, at least maybe 5 or 6 hours just practicing. And ironically, nobody else was out there that whole time, so I wasn't aggravating anybody or anything like that. And from that day on, I was just like, hey, yo, this felt really good to just play outdoors. And, I seen people like honking as I was playing, like cars that was going by and just saying, woo. And I was like, hey, man, this actually feels pretty good just to play outside, outdoors. And
man, that's the park I used to take my daughter to.
Really?
When she was like really little. Yeah.
That's a special place, man.
Yeah.
Very special place. And it's hardly ever, I don't know about now, but it wasn't a whole lot of people that just go over there and just hang out
it was
there.
never very crowded.
Not at all. So
that's part of why we liked it, because it was just
bingo.
like,
yeah, because I used to stay on that end, so I just pulled up over there, and from there I just became Drum on the Move.
And it started just by playing outdoors in different places, and now you do shows.
Which took me years to even play inside of a building. I really had to. I really started out just playing outdoors. So I played outside in the park, and I was just like, man, this felt really good. So I just started setting my drums up like just different places around town, like just pretty much everywhere on the streets and everything, and started making content with it. Just started recording myself. Initially, I was just recording myself just to track my progress of me practicing. But then I don't even know what to say. Like I just started posting it because everybody already knew I played. So I just started posting it, and I started seeing the reactions and the love that I was starting to get. So I was just like, maybe I can turn this into something.
Yeah.
And I went home one day and I was like, man, what should I call myself? And I was like, man, I'm playing outside, and all of these ideas just started coming to me, and I was like, drummer playing outside. I was just like, nah, that's not it. And then drummer on the move just fell in my lap, and it just felt right.
Yeah.
And I was like,
do you remember
what
year this was?
God, I'm so bad with time.
I guess I'm just trying to think of what kind of social media was going on back.
This had to be. Let me see. This was at least about 12 years ago.
Okay.
So it was. Yeah, it was
Like,
about 12 years ago.
Probably Facebook and MySpace. Maybe
Facebook
was MySpace.
Definitely started with Facebook.
Okay.
Definitely started with Facebook, and I made my way to Instagram. Instagram is what really got me out there.
I got you.
Yeah, and I just started setting my drums up weird in a non-traditional way for a different aesthetic. Just trying to challenge myself on how to approach it and stuff like that. And
one thing that really struck me watching you play is you're not just playing a beat. You really are playing a song with your kit. And I think we talked about this last time you were on the pod. Mm-hmm. How did that develop for you? Going from playing in a rock band to being a solo drummer.
It's definitely different because rock band, everything is just 1,000 miles per hour musically. Everything is aggressive, which I love, by the way. You know what I'm saying? I'm not complaining. I loved everything about it. But playing solo, you pretty much, you are the show, per se. So you don't really have anybody else to lean on. You know what I'm saying? You have to generate your own energy to perform and everything like that. But me, I never tried to like put pressure on myself I just wanted everything to just be natural. And so I can't really say I like really played to impress people. You know what I'm saying? I just go out and just play from my heart. When in a rock band situation, you playing the music, you playing the song, still playing from my heart, but it's more structured. That's the way I'm looking. But just being freelance.
Yeah, I mean, you're playing a song that other people are playing too. That you can't. But just I'm going to change it now. You're not playing jazz.
Still, but that still sticks with. That still, even when I'm playing a drum solo, I have a cousin named Andre Forrest who's a genius musician, plays keys. So big shout out to my cousin Andre. The thing that he taught me growing up, he just always play the music, always play the song. If you can, especially on drums, if you can just play by yourself and whoever listening can tell where you are in the song, you're doing your job.
Yeah.
So that's never left me. That's never left me.
And also in Tallahassee, just having your own kit and showing up, that usually gets you the job.
Yeah. Having your own stuff, that never hurts anybody. Yep.
My buddy Kane Stanley, he's a drummer for a band called Cosmic Charlie.
Okay.
Which they have two drummers. Okay. Because they're a Grateful Dead tribute.
Gotcha.
But he started doing this thing, and we haven't talked about it on the pod yet, but we're going to. He started like renting out his kit to venues with backline and drums for touring musicians. Is that ever something you've ever done before?
Yeah, I'll loan out my kit for other drummers that need it. I've definitely provided my kit for a few shows around town. It's not something I do a lot, I would say. Yeah. Not saying I wouldn't. I just got the call.
He would do it because with touring musicians, they would pay.
Yeah.
They would pay for it. Like if it was like something he didn't have, he would just go buy it.
That's probably something I need to get into for real. That's just, I would say, passive income. That'd be nice to like really get into that. But like my drummer friends and stuff like that, if they need something from the kit, whether it's snares, cymbals, or even a full kit, I just let them get it.
You strike me as the kind of person that has a very elaborate collection of drums.
I have 4 kits that I'm proud to have, and just a lot of like different snares and cymbals and like knickknacks and everything like that. But yeah, I've come a long way. I'll put it like that. I've definitely worked hard to have the stuff I have. And
what are some of the like most interesting or unique drums that you like to play on sometimes?
Honestly, I just started getting into a drum called a slap box.
Okay.
Yeah, I have it in the. It stays in the car. It's basically a cajon. Yeah, I can get it.
Yeah, go grab it. I'll just cut this pause real quick.
Yeah, I got you. Yep, it stays with me, man.
I'm gonna check on this kitty situation too.
All right, Jenny, you gotta chill, bro. Stop it. It's all right out there. Yeah, man. Yes, sir.
All right, we got a slap box here. I'm gonna adjust the camera so we can get it on.
Okay.
Here, I'll mic it with this. If you wanna.
Okay.
You wanna give us a little demo with it real quick?
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, man.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I love this thing, man. It's called a slap box. It comes from the cajon family. So if you've seen a cajon, this is essentially what this is, but it has inputs to where you can amplify it and plug it into a system. And like the bass on here, like it's
When I see
really
it's got
massive.
multiple like holes, driver holes, like I don't know what you would call that.
it just emits the sound, you know what I'm saying? Just puts it out there more. So it just won't be.
And you can make all kinds of different sounds with that too.
Yeah,
I noticed.
Like this. And you get your bass here, but if I like plug it into a system, like it'll
It's like a whole
fill
kit.
up the room. Yeah,
It's like a whole kit in your lap. That's
yeah,
wild. Man.
Very. Yeah,
What?
it's actually a really big hit. Like whenever I take it out somewhere, because it reminds you like of a school desk. So it make people feel like anybody can. It really anybody could play it. If you want to.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's nothing to
I'm
it,
gonna
man.
probably end up cutting this.
No. There it is.
A lot of different sounds coming out.
A lot
of
of
that thing
different
at once,
sounds,
and
man.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so
I
I've
played a
been
little
using this
drums
a
on
lot.
Rock Band before, so
Say that again?
I played drums on Rock Band, the video games.
Yeah. Oh man, I used to do that too. I haven't thought about that in years.
I'll bust it out after the interview if you want. Let's play.
Oh my goodness. Man, that's pleasant. Yeah, I haven't even thought about Rock Band in a while. Yeah, that'll get you right too.
So, at what point did you? Because you told me last time we talked that this is it. You're able to do this full time now. What was the turning point for you for that?
The turning point was really I just wanted. Okay, so I was working I was doing security. I was working security at Bond Elementary School. So I was doing that, and which is a cool job. Honestly, I didn't have any issues or anything like that.
Yeah,
but
just in case this doesn't work out.
You know what I'm saying? Let's be clear. I had no problems with that. None. I was cool. But you know how you just want to see if you can fly. You know what I'm saying? Just do this full time, just make your own schedule. So that's really just what inspired it. Me just stepping out there. I wanted to be able to say that I gave it a shot. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? I didn't
yeah.
want to live my life with regrets and be like, yeah, I just never took that leap of faith to see if I can just solely do this. Now, I will be honest. You know what I'm saying? It's not all.
Oh, it's hard.
Yeah.
And it gets harder. It's getting harder.
Yeah, it honestly it is. I have to be completely transparent. Like still having that stability, knowing when the check is coming, what it's gonna be and everything like that. I would not knock that for anyone. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying? Because this is a different ball game. Because you can have your hot season where you getting booked all the time, you gigging out every week, every weekend, everything's rolling. But the dry season happens too, where you may have a gig here and there and stuff like that. So it comes in waves.
I had J. Roddy Walston on here. He's a musician, songwriter, piano player, guitar player, that kind of thing. And he told me that if you want to make that kind of thing work, like if you want to make it in any way, if you want to be able to make a living doing what you love, you can't have a backup plan.
No plan B.
Because that plan B, like that stability, that stuff it's really nice. It's really, but the moment you have that, it takes away the survival instinct aspect
That's
of
true.
being of driving your art.
Yeah, that's so true.
And if you make it the primary focus, if you make it your only option,
You have to. Give
you have to
everything.
make it like you
Yep.
you don't give yourself a choice but to
Right.
make it work.
Right.
I
That's so true.
And once again, I wouldn't recommend that to everybody.
I wouldn't either. I'm just gonna be honest. You
But
know?
I do think if you're gonna give it a shot, if
Yeah.
you really think you want to give it a shot, like that is figuring out a way to do that is the right is the right way for me at least. And and I think that was one of the first things that like attracted me to talking to you when we first met was I knew you were one of these people that were putting your all into it.
Facts.
Um,
Facts.
What are some of the projects that because you drummer on the move is something you do consistently. What are some of the one-off things that you've done that really stuck with you, or maybe not even one-off, but you've worked with people a few times and really stuck out? Really, maybe like they taught you something about your solo music or something like that. Is there anything that kind of sticks out? I know you've worked with Seep a lot, and he's a guru when it comes to
You
music.
said the right word, a true guru. Like he's now. I'm so glad you brought him up. Big shout out to my guy Seep. I call him Seep.
Yeah. We've had Therese on here. We have not had,
Okay.
we haven't had Seep on yet. I'm working
Gotta
on it,
get
though.
him
Yeah,
on here.
I'm
Like
working
that'll
on
be
it.
really inspirational too.
Yeah.
Like for real. He's man, Seep. He inspires me so much because he's just introducing me to just other styles of music, just other cultures. Like I feel more cultured when I'm playing with Seep. Matter of fact, we have a show coming up at the Blue Tavern together.
But yeah, man, I've been wanting to come to one of those. I've been out of town the last couple times you've done it, but
We're gonna have plenty more throughout the
yeah,
year.
y'all have worked together a lot.
Absolutely.
What is it like working with? What is it like working with somebody consistently versus working with somebody just like once or twice? Like, how does that change how you work with them?
When you work with someone consistently, you start to build chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
You just know what they're going to do before they do it, and vice versa. So it just makes things flow a lot better because you spending time with that person and seeing how they think, seeing how they move, seeing their whole process. And
You're a lot less improvisational when you're working with somebody for the first time, or
right, because you're trying to gel. You're trying to see where their headspace is, and you just trying to collab and just try to come together. As opposed to with somebody like C, like I can freestyle more. I pretty much know what he's gonna do. We'll find each other doing playing the same thing at the same moment. Like that just comes with consistency of just playing with somebody, just developing that chemistry, as opposed to someone you work with every now and then, or like you said, like a one-off. You pretty much just trying to find that chemistry because you haven't spent a lot of time together to see how each other think.
At what point do you think you would work with somebody Seep on a more official basis, where like maybe we do some recording, maybe we do more than one shoot, maybe we come up with a name?
Yeah.
Is that something that you're open to? Or
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely open to collaborating and just working with people.
But more than just like a one-off show or
Yeah.
the occasional gig.
Yeah,
like,
I'm totally open to that.
Yeah.
I like working with people that have substance, something to say, and I love working with passionate people, just basically like-minded people. So people like that, I could absolutely work with no problem consistently.
And I think we talk smack about cover bands or whatever, but what it comes down to is that's what people want to hear a lot of the time. That's what the market calls for.
Right.
Especially when you don't have a real venue that consistently has music. We have a couple of spots that have good local shows. Don't get me wrong. I've seen some really good local shows recently.
Yeah,
in
they're
926
definitely out here.
and the Bark. But we don't have any dedicated music venues of club size in this town anymore, really. What Floyd's used to be. Even the Moon is a really big room for a lot of the artists that we're talking about, and for local bands to play especially.
Right.
What are some of the challenges that you like? What are some of the ways that you think that what you're doing overcomes those challenges that I think a lot more traditional, original musicians are facing in the scene? I think part of it, to just my observation, is part of it is like it's a lot easier to pay one person than it is 4, 5, 6 people, and you can have a smaller audience and it still be a sustainable show as a solo artist. What are some of I think one of the things I see about you is getting out there and playing on the street. Like
I was just finna say, yeah, just getting out playing on the street. Like I still do that, and I also have this series called Acoustic Thursdays as well, where I collaborate. Where I collaborate with different musicians and artists around town. What sparked that idea is that I see where AI is headed. So for musicians, I want to go in the opposite direction. So I'm just trying to offset where I see everything is going by just making sure that there's still something going on around here that's still authentic and pure, not trying to be perfect. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not even really out here trying to impress or to put on to impress people, but just because you play music. You're playing just like you play outside or playing a game. Like you're supposed to have fun, and you're supposed to play music. But where I see everything is going, you have to be perfect. Like people crash out over feeling like they aren't enough.
Yeah.
And
for sure,
that's
perfection. Like I think that personally has been one of the biggest things that stopped me from doing the things I wanted to do. Like that drive for perfection for the longest time.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's an excuse to not do it. Sometimes it's a self-esteem thing. I think it's a combination of all these things. But I know exactly what you're talking about, because if you look online and everybody's life is perfect, everybody's songs are perfect, everybody's beats are perfect, everybody's got their drums fixed by some producer who, like,
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that there's not a place for that.
Right.
But when that's all there is, and that's all, it's really hard to think that your shit is worth anything.
That's exactly it.
And it's really hard to be like, I'm going to put this out there, and it's not perfect, even though everything I see seems to be. That's hard.
That's very hard. And it's all perspective, too. It's all perspective. So what you can think, oh, man, this is the most perfect thing I've ever seen, the next person could think it's trash. So really, the whole time it's all in your own head.
Man, and the best thing I did was I just said, fuck it. And I started putting them out.
There you go. Yep.
And I think there was elements of that like procrastination, trying to get it right, get it perfect, that served me well.
Right.
Don't get me wrong. But eventually you have to let go of it.
I
think,
man. That's it.
Having examples out there of things that aren't polished. I don't want to say they're not perfect, because they are perfect, but they're not polished.
Right.
In the way that the algorithm might reward or something like that. Yeah. But I think seeing that more is more inspirational than seeing everything being perfect all the time.
Bingo.
And I think that, to bring it back to the slap box, I think that's why people love it. You get such a response with it. It goes back to what you were talking about, because anybody feels like they can do it.
That's where the connection happens, I feel, in humanity. You know what I'm saying? People like to feel like they can be a part too.
Sing this line for me.
Yeah.
It's exactly like what drew me in the first place to rock and roll was, I want to be part of this. It's a happening. It's not just a show. And I think that's where, like, big shows, arena shows, Civic Center, that gets lost.
Right.
That's why I love club shows more than anything. I love a 500-seat venue. That is where I want to see a band. But
you feel included.
Yeah.
You feel included. And I think everybody wants to feel included in some type of way.
I'm going to shift gears just a little bit here, because I want to talk about this too. I think a lot of musicians are afraid to busk, essentially, because that's essentially what you're doing a lot of the time. What are some of the legalities around that here and in other places that you've worked? Is it something that you concern yourself? Is it, for you, is it more of a, I'd rather ask for forgiveness than permission? Or have you done a lot of research on this stuff to figure out where you can and can't play?
Honestly, no. Nah.
Okay.
Nah.
I just do it and hope.
Honestly, I just try to go off of intuition. If I'm not going to be anywhere to where I know I'm going to cause a lot of, like, problems. I'm not going to play directly in front of a store.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I try to find space. Most of the time, I'm like on the street. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really around anybody where I can disturb the peace, basically. So I look for areas where I can essentially just not be a disturbance. I haven't done now, which I should have did. You know, one of my earlier videos when I first started out with Drum on the Move that went viral, I played on the train track, and I didn't know it was illegal until I started getting comments. Hey, you might want to take this down.
Well, now you.
But I was already like, it was already like taking off and getting high. I was just like, I can't. That was one of the.
It was AI anyway. Right?
Yeah,
you shot that on a green screen. It's fine.
I was like, look, I'm just gonna take my chance because my name is getting out there with this video. I'm just gonna take my chances. My dad called me. He's like, hey, Marlon, don't ever do that again. That's illegal. Like, you cannot just set up and just play on a train track. So I was like, okay, yeah. So I haven't done it since, but that's a time that I remember I was just like, I probably should have did my research.
I feel like that's one of those times, though, that if you had done your research, that video never would have gotten made.
Thank you. It meant to it was meant to happen. Like, I wasn't in fear like being hit by a train. Like, you'll hear it coming. Like, I didn't set up my whole drum set where I have to just little bits and pieces to where if I hear something, I can just pull it.
What if you were really
side.
into it, man? What if you were just grooving?
Nah, I was still conscious because I was, you know what I'm saying? I was just like, I want to be able to hear is something coming, but
you ever?
I didn't have
So
any problems.
you play in a lot of places where it can be noisy. There's other noises, other sounds going around. Does that ever get incorporated into what you're playing?
Really nothing other than like just people honking and saying, we love you or you sound great or something that. People have come, like like pulled around. They've gotten out of the cars and just come and dance in the video and stuff like that. Just being a part, because around here that's rarely seen. People just
I know.
outside playing, so I guess it's really intriguing to people. So I've definitely had several.
I want to see more
instances.
of it.
That me too. I think it'd be cool to just
Yeah.
see people just on the corner or whatever, like playing guitars. I mean, pretty much anything musical, just displaying their talent. I think that'd be cool to see. That's inspiring.
And I think that's the kind of thing that like the commissioners could get behind, that wouldn't divide them, wouldn't turn into the like everybody wants to hear some music in certain places. Like anyway,
It's all positive vibes, man. Just
Yeah.
positive energy. What I get most out of it is when people approach me and say they had a bad day. I'm gonna share this story that I was outside playing. I was out on Capitol Circle, just playing on the sidewalk, and a lady stopped at the red light and she told me to come to her car. She was like, "I just lost my baby, and I'm really going through it. And I heard you playing as I was coming down the street, and it just completely made my day." I'll never forget that because you don't know what people are going through. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's stories like that's what really drives me to play outside. Because just honestly, I don't be out there asking for money. I'm not really trying to get anything out of people. Now, if they come with it and be like, "Hey, I want to bless you with something," I'm just like, "Who am I to turn it down?"
Yeah, I mean,
you know
I
what I'm
think your
saying?
drum
If that's
case
on
is
your heart,
open,
yeah. Like, if that's on your heart to want to give, you see what I got going on. I'm flattered. I'm grateful for that. But I don't just intentionally go out there to play for money.
I think when people do that, when they support, it's because they want to see it happen more. And then like to support support these things is to keep them going, is to keep them sustainable.
Right.
And so that's the way I've always looked at it. Is
That's real. That's real.
it's not anything other than, hey man, I want you to be here tomorrow.
Wow. Yeah. I haven't thought about it like that until. Yeah.
Yeah. Man, what one thing that comes up on this podcast quite a bit is like a lot of artists have either internal or external like turmoil, struggles, maybe a darkness. Some people get into it just for the love of the art though. And it's not necessarily like a coping mechanism for anything else. Where do you think you fall on that spectrum?
Honestly, all of the above.
Yeah.
I do it because I really do have a passion for it. I truly love it. And then a lot of times I do it to cope with something, to get through something. You know what I'm saying? Anytime I'm going through something, I aim to channel it constructively instead of destructively. Because I've been there. I used to drink a lot. I used to smoke a lot, like a lot.
Yeah.
And now I just channel that into just playing and working out, basically.
Was there like a turning point for you with that kind of lifestyle converting that energy into more positive outlets?
Honestly, after my divorce, after
Yeah.
I got a divorce, I was just like, "Hey, what am I doing out here? What am I doing out here?" Just took accountability of everything that I contributed to everything.
Yeah.
And I was just like, "Nah, I have to turn my life around." I had like what I've been doing got me here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it comes to a point where you just have to surrender and just be like, "Hey, man, I really don't know everything. I don't have it all figured out. I don't have it all together. I don't know what I thought I knew." So at some point, I'm speaking generally, but for me, I had to just surrender. I just got sick and tired of being sick and tired, man.
Yeah.
I get upset or stressed or something like that, instead of going to get a bottle or get a pack of beer or something like that, I just started going outside. And you know what I'm saying? And just playing, get that fresh air, let the sun hit me, hear the birds and everything like that. And like, even while people may feel like I'm making their day by them see me, they making mine too, because they don't know what I'm going through as well. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it was actually like a give and take, even to this day. Like people would never know that I have such and such going on because I'm just out there with all smiles, but they're blessing me as well. So after my divorce, I was just like, nah, something has to change. I have to change. I'm not finna continue to live my life like this. It's not conducive to the well-being of my mental health. So I was just like,
yeah.
you always have the power to decide what to do. A lot of things are you just really only one decision away from just changing your life.
For better or for worse.
For better or for worse.
Yeah.
You always have the power to decide. So that was the turning point for me.
What are some of the things that people can find you on? You've got your Acoustic Thursdays. You're playing out in the community on a regular basis.
Mm-hmm.
What are some of your? Where can people find you if they want to follow what you're doing?
Yeah, I play a lot at Island Wings.
Okay.
I'm there quite a bit. No set schedule there. Just when they hit me up to come through and play, I play out there. But I'll be out there quite a bit.
And you said Instagram is your biggest
Instagram
platform?
is my biggest I would say Instagram is the platform to where I was really able to reach people all over the world with my videos. Facebook is solid as well. I would say Facebook is more so like around the area, around the region where I'm reaching. You know what I'm saying?
That makes sense, yeah.
More the Tallahassee area community, I would say, but Instagram is definitely it. I have a TikTok as well, YouTube. I post on YouTube. I wouldn't say those are as popping as Instagram, but Instagram is absolutely.
Man, it's with all the different platforms. Another content creator. It is so hard to make when you're doing it by yourself to make yourself present on like all the platforms.
Yeah,
I've focused really hard on just one platform right now. YouTube has been really good to me.
Okay.
But I think like focusing on one for each purpose is really smart. Like having Facebook for your local stuff and like promoting where you're gonna be in town and stuff like that, and then your Instagram that's your content machine. Yes. That makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah. That's how it's set up for me.
What's next for you?
This year, I'm going to be releasing a lot of music.
Okay.
And a lot of my music, I would put it in the genre of more so like easy listening type deal. Just a lot of instrumentals, easy listening instrumentals. I'll be dropping a lot of that this year.
Okay.
Which honestly has taken me a lot of courage to even get to this point because I was in my own head trying to make it perfect. When I think it's right, I'm just like, it's like it could still be more, or it could still be this, you know what I'm saying, as opposed to just get it out there, just release it. So that's something that I'm embarking on this year. And I also have collab projects that I'm working with different artists. My friend Tobias, I don't know if you're familiar with Brad Fouch, plays guitar.
That name's familiar, but I don't think I know him personally.
Okay. Yeah, I have stuff coming out with him. I would love to do something with Seat.
Yeah.
Get more into earthly sounds and rhythms and multicultural music.
Marlon, it's been really awesome talking to you, man. Is there anything else you want to mention before we wrap this up?
Let's see. I just want to give people an encouraging word real quick. Just be yourself. It sounds really cliche to say, like everybody said, but just be who you are. There's no one else in the world like you. God made you for a reason. Walk in that. Stand firm in that. Know who you are and know who you aren't. That's what I have to say.
Hell yeah, Marlon. Thanks, man.
No, thank you. Thank you.
That was my interview with Marlon Williams, drummer on the move. You can catch him anywhere around the 850 area. Follow him on Instagram and all that jazz, and you can find out where he's at any given time. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Please share this episode if you enjoyed it. If you didn't enjoy it, tell me why in the comments. I can take it. We'll see you guys next week. Thanks a lot for tuning in.